Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So, a short while ago I installed a Android head unit in my Mark IV Mondeo. And today I will give you a short review about it, about the features it has to offer, what I like, what I don't like, and whether or not it was worth the 95 euros that it cost me. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here we have the main screen. On the left side you can see what I can call the main menu. It has three options. First one is settings, then apps, and then satellite navigation. I will go through those later on, but first let me finish with the main screen. Then we have this image of two cars and speed. Well, the speed obviously tells you the speed you are going, and it gets its information from your satellite antenna. If you don't have any signal, obviously it will keep showing 0, or it will show the speed you were going at when the last time you had a good signal. If you tap this, it'll enter your satellite navigation app, but I will get to that later. One cool feature about this is when you turn your headlights on, the headlights on those cars also turn on, which is pretty cool, I think. It would be much cooler though if you could change the look of these cars to a, let's say, a Mark IV Mondeo, but it's fine the way it is. Next we have music. Let me just tap that and it will open up your music's menu. This will allow you to play songs that you have saved on your head unit or from a USB stick that of course is connected through the USB cable. It's pretty straightforward. The controls are simple. Let's just select all the songs or albums. Let's just search, add favorites and so on. Also has an equalizer, but that's in settings and I will get to that later. Next we have Bluetooth. This of course allows you to connect your phone to your Android head unit. I already have my Galaxy S8 connected. You can make your calls, download contacts with this. I haven't downloaded them, so it shows 0 contacts. This displays your call history, and here you can play music from your phone. Let's say you want to do Spotify, internet radio like I do, YouTube, whatever you desire. However, there is a slight delay in sound. Let's say you want to watch a YouTube video on your phone and listen on your car stereo. There will be roughly a 2-second delay. That's a bit of a bummer, but oh well. And here the last thing will be settings. That's for this. Then let's move over to the second page, and here we have three options: radio, settings, video. The settings are the same as these. As I said, I will go through those later, but let's start with the radio. And this radio, I guess you can call that an app, is, to be honest, not so good. The thing is that the lowest volume is actually pretty high. I mean, when I listen to the radio, I would like it to be just silently in the background, but it's too loud for me. The sound quality on this radio app is not the best. I mean, in the countryside, I get a lot of cutouts. There's a lot of static noise in the background. Probably in the city you'd be okay, I guess, but since I live in the countryside, so... Also, you can save station names. Let's say a station is called SWH, but it just saves the frequency. So that's just to name a few of the bad things that this radio app has. Instead, I use Radio FM app on my phone, and I just stream music through there. Then let me go back, and here we have video. And this basically lets you play videos that are saved on your head unit or your USBs. It pretty much lets you watch movies. And I think there are 2 videos saved in this head unit. I don't think what they're about. Haven't watched them. Whatever that is. Right. Then let us go back and start with settings. And here, let's start with the first, which is device port. It just shows you the backside of the head unit. You can click on it, well, tap on it, and it shows which connection is which. That's also in the user's manual. Then we have system information, speaks for itself. You can see your RAM, there's a USB stick connected to the system. Resolution, stuff like that. Then we have sound settings. Now this obviously lets you adjust the sound settings. I'll be honest, the default settings are not the best. You need to play with this around to get a decent sound. Here you can adjust the sound whether you want it to be in the front or in the back, or just center it in default. Here we have factory settings. I suppose you can enter a password to reset the head unit to factory settings. Car settings, I'm really not sure what this is, but I suppose you can synchronize whatever there needs to be synchronized with this head unit. I don't know, whenever I open something it just doesn't give me anything. Anyways, then we can go to Android settings. You can open them up. And these are very, very basic Android settings. You can get your Wi-Fi, data usage, displays, sound settings, storage, language, and stuff like that. But as I said, they are very basic. Then we have volume. Here you can basically adjust the volume, whether it's for media, that's for music, video, stuff like that, calls, mixing ratio, and default volume. And then brightness. This allows you to adjust the brightness. That's during the day and that's during the night. Night mode turns on automatically once you turn on your headlights. I'll be honest, even when night mode is on the lowest, it's a bit too bright for me, especially since I do a lot of countryside driving in the dark. In the city, it will probably be fine, but for me, it's a bit too bright. Then navigation. Here you can set your default sat-nav application. For me, it's this Here We Go, or you can do Google Maps, Waze, or download whichever satellite navigation you want and set it as default. What I mean by default? Remember this, when you click on it, when you tap on it, it opens your default sat-nav app. And for me, that's Here We Go. Yeah, that one. Then GPS detection. Here you can see the GPS signal you are getting through your sat-nav antenna. Now, after I installed this head unit, I went online to search for the antenna that came with this unit. And surprise, surprise, it turns out to be the possibly cheapest GPS antenna you can buy. It's really bad, to say the least. I mean, one day I would have a decent GPS signal, the next day I won't have a signal at all. You can, of course, buy a better antenna, which is what I'm obviously going to do, but this, no. Next we have steering learn. Supposedly here you can link the buttons on your steering wheel to the commands you give to your head unit, but for some reason it doesn't work for me. Let's see what it's gonna say. Setup failed, please try again. Let me turn the engine on. I'm also freezing a bit. Let me try again. Press and hold a steering wheel button. I'm holding it and setup failed. Well, thankfully the buttons on the steering wheel already work on this thing. I mean, I can turn the volume up, skip, whatever I want. But for those of you who buy this thing and have to link them, how are you gonna do that? I don't know, to be honest. Next we have logo selection. Well, this basically lets you select a logo that appears when you start your car. You can select whichever you want. Let me find Ford. That's not it. That's not it either. There we go. Now, one problem with that is that it doesn't appear for me always. I don't know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but that's not too important for me. And the last thing, we have other settings, and these are just some settings. I have no idea what they do. Anyways, back to the main screen. Next thing, we have apps. And here you have your standard Android apps. You get Bluetooth, music, file manager, Chrome, and stuff like that. For me, the most important apps are these. That's your Google Maps, Waze, YouTube, and Phone Link. Now, do keep in mind that most of these apps will need to be updated to work. For instance, Waze didn't work for me, Google Maps didn't work for me, YouTube didn't work for me. Now, this head unit also came with an app called Phone Link. Let me Just tap that, and that basically allows you to mirror the screen from your phone to your Android head unit. Now let me just do that. Alright, so here you can see my phone, and the same thing on my Android head unit. And as I move along on the phone, the same thing happens on the screen. Now this is very good to use together with, let's say, Google Maps or Waze. You can just open your phone, set your destination, put your phone away, and use your screen. And that basically covers most of the functions this thing has to offer. Now there are, of course, some bugs and glitches. For instance, the radio. The thing is that sometimes when the radio is on, that's coming in through the antenna, and I open the door and this center ceiling light lights up, the sound, well, the music just turns static. I don't know why. I tried to replicate the glitch now, but of course everything works perfectly as it should. I guess you'll just have to believe me on that. Another glitch is that during a cold start, the stereo system would make a short static boop, I guess you can call that. The engine is warm now, I can't show it to you, but I'll try to catch it on video tomorrow morning. Okay, cold start time. That sound. Did you catch it? And that basically covers all the glitches and bugs that I have found so far. So, final verdict. Was it worth the 95 euros that it costs? I would say yes. I mean, if you have a higher budget, then you should probably consider looking at something else. But if you don't, then I guess this will generally be a good way to go. Aside from the couple annoying glitches that it has, it does offer pretty decent features. And not only that, if you were to buy a OBD Bluetooth scanning tool and pair it with your head unit, you can monitor your car's ECU readings as you drive. That's pretty cool. And actually, I should make a video about that. If I were to give this thing a score considering the price, features, and quality, I guess I would give it a 7 out of 10. It definitely is an upgrade from your original head unit. And I suppose that would be it for today. In the comment section below, let me know what you think about this unit. And maybe if you know a better one at this price range, let me know. Anyways, if you think this video was useful for you, then please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.